Welcome to AP1. This is the online orientation. It helps you to direct you to find the correct information and how to finish this class. This class in the summer is 100% online, so you have to use the blackboard. You need to use your personal electrical device to finish the class online. And when you log into the blackboard, and you will find your class. Your class is here. So in this class, every time I have announcement, I'm gonna post here, and you should receive the notice. The first thing I ask you is go to the syllabus, go through the whole syllabus. So you go to this column, syllabus, and you click, you download it. So let's open the syllabus. I'll leave most of the materials to you. So it tells you the lecture time, the lab time, and the best way to contact me is through email. I will check my email basically every day, and if you need to talk to me in person, we can set up some Zoom or the Google meeting, but basically we go through the email. And let's look at I'll leave most of them to you. Let's look at the required material. So I only require one material, which is the textbook. And that's the textbook we use. We have the reading assignment. You need to finish the lecture and the reading assignment based on the schedule I give you on the last page. This is the atlas. It's recommended. So in the lab, we have the lab menu, and you found a lot of lab menu. It tells you the page. You can find the material. The page is not the textbook page. It's this page. The atlas is. You can purchase the atlas from Amazon, from any resources. You don't need to have a new edition. The older one is cheaper. I think it's about $30 or $40. It's convenient. It gives you a lot of good picture, but it's not required. So if you don't want to purchase it, you can definitely use your book. So that's why I put it as required. Okay, let's look at the grading. This class is divided into 5 different units, and we have 5 tests. So every time in a test, you have a lecture test, which is made of multiple choice, and lab critical, which is made of fill the blank. And you have 100 points from the lecture test and 25 points from the lab practical. So in every test, you have 125 points. And we have 5 units. After you finish the 5 units, I only count 4 out of 5. So it gives you a little bit of flexibility. You can screw up once and still get an A in my class. So in those 4, I only count 4 of them, so totally 125 multiplied 4 is 500. So I use those 500 points to calculate your grade. And if you have 90% of them, which is 450, you got A, and then 80% you got a B, and keep going. So that's the criteria we use. The exam style, the lecture exam is multiple choice only. It's 35 questions multiple choice, and based on my experience, students usually take about 30 minutes to 40 minutes to finish all of them. Every question is less than 1 minute. And when you take the test, it's designed, all those 35 questions randomly show up. So you have to log in, and all the class take the test on the same day at exactly the same time. It's synchronized to avoid cheating, and the question will be randomly show up. And every question after you select the answer, it's been locked, so you could not go back to change your answer. I designed it this way to avoid cheating. And you have enough time. Based on my experience, students usually take about 30 to 40 minutes to finish. I give you 60 minutes, so a student require extended time, have enough time to finish the test. And the test time is synchronized with your class time, so it's from 10:30 to 11:30 a.m. If you finish the test a little bit earlier, or you can take a break, you can drink water, and then we come back to take the lab practical. The lab practical is synchronized with your lab time. So the lab practical is 25 questions, and the questions is fill the blank. Spelling need to be correct because you are learning anatomy, and anatomy is learning a new language. The spelling must be correct. And every question, 1 point. Based on my experience, usually 25 minutes. And in the real on-campus class, I give you student 1 question, 1 minute. So it's definitely enough, because anatomy is, you look at it, either you know the answer in 5 seconds, or I can give you 5 hours. You can look at it, you still don't know it. So that's plenty of time. I give you student 40 minutes. So student require extended time, can feel very comfortable, finish it. So the lab practical time is from 11:30 to 12:10 p.m. Synchronized with your, a little bit earlier with your, compare with your lab schedule. But it's designed like the day you take the lecture test, after 1 hour, you can take the lab practical. And once you're done, you're done. So it's the day you take the lecture test will be the day you take the lab practical. And all the others, I'll leave them to you. I only count 4 out of 5, so if you have any schedule conflicts, you can have a little bit flexibility. And let's look at the schedule. So I will leave all the others to you. You have to go through them. Let's look at the schedule. This class is designed for 5 units. So every 5 to 6 lectures. And the lecture, that's the lab. And the lab go hand in hand with the lecture. The lecture materials is pre-recorded, post on YouTube. I provide a link. So on this day, you're supposed to go to click the YouTube and look at the YouTube, finish the lecture. The lecture is 70 minutes, but you found the online lecture is faster. It's only about half of time. I speak faster. And you can always stop the lecture and restart over. You can watch it as many times as you like. Let's look at the lab. And the day you have this lecture, you also have this lab. The lab go hand in hand with the lecture. Like the first lab, you need to master those anatomical terms of the body. And I will ask you in the lab practical, fill the blank. The lab, I don't teach the lab too much. The lab is you are the driver. The same for the normal on-campus class. So in the lab time, I will talk for about 5 minutes, tell you, okay, what's the purpose of this lab? And I will say, I will turn you loose. And then for the 80 minutes of the lab, you work with your classmates and figure out all the answer. But if you have questions, you can ask me. And that's how the lab is organized. So the lab is you are the driver, and it's good the student need to learn by themselves. So the lab practical, I will give you the introductions as well, but it's a short video for about 5 minutes. So you master this in the lab 1, and then we take exam 1 on this day, and I tell you the times is 1 hour test, and after that you take the lab practical and you're done with 1 unit. And then we start unit 2 and we do the same. The exams are non-accumulative. So if you screw up on this part, well, exam 2, you only cover this part. And similar for exam 3, we cover the muscle. Exam 4, we cover the nervous system. And exam 5, autonomic nervous system and the sensory system. And then you finish this class. And let's look at the blackboard. So first, syllabus part, you need to know the class policy, and on the lecture day, the lecture material, you click this folder. You found it's organized in different units. So for unit 1, you go here, you click this, and this is your PowerPoint. You can click this, download your first lecture PowerPoint. And the lecture materials is being pre-recorded, posted on YouTube. I provide you the link. So these 2 links are the videos for this lecture. And every lecture, the videos, I designed it less than 15 minutes. So I found students' attention only lasts for that long. So after you finish 1 lecture, you can take a short break, you finish the second. I talk a little bit faster in the online lecture because it's designed to give you all you need to know in a short, brief version. So if you feel like I talk too fast, remember you can always go to watch it as many times or pause as many times as you like. And that's the lecture part. And after you finish the lecture part, on the exam day, you go to here, you found your test 1 is here. You won't be able to see this on your blackboard yet, but it's on my blackboard because I created already, it's posted here. When would you see it? You will see it on this test day, the 10th, at 11:30 a.m. That's when the test become available. And you have 1 hour to finish this test. If you are late for a few minutes, you will be fine because students usually take about 35 minutes to finish the test, and I give you 1 hour. You need to finish the test between 10:35 to 11:35. And these tests are designed, questions randomly show up, and you only have 1 chance. Once you choose your answer, the question will be locked, so you are not allowed to go back. It's designed this way to avoid cheating. So all the class take the exam on exactly the same time. It's synchronized. And similar for exam 2, and that's the test day. It's only available during this time, so the tests are synchronized. And similar for exam 3, lectures are here, tests are here. Exam 4 and exam 5. So all the class material for the whole semester online already. And let's look at the lab practical. So the lab materials are here, very similar organized. And for unit 1 lab, you go to here, and this is your first lab. And the lab is you are the driver. I just provide assistant. So you need to master the materials of this lab, and the instructions are here. So for the lab 1, lab 2, their instructions are here. So you need to master those anatomical terms. And the lab go hand in hand pretty well with the lecture. And for the lab practical, I will test you materials from this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lab menu. So you need to master those lab menu. And when you take the lab practical is here. You won't be able to see it until the available time, and the available time is during the test day, the 10th, and 11:30 a.m. to 12:10 p.m. So you're gonna have 25 questions randomly show up, and the same. Every time you finish the answer, you click, and the question will be locked. You are not allowed to go back, change your answer. It's designed to prevent cheating, but you have enough time, so take your time, finish the lab practical. And after you finish the test, your grade will show up in here. So let's look at the grade center. You click the grade center, full grade center, and you go to here. Every time you finish the test, your exam grade will automatically be uploaded to here. So your test 1 grade, your lab practical grade. And in the end of semester, when you finish the 5 tests, you can look at the total. So this will tell you how many points you have, and then you take out your last the lowest score test and lowest score lab practical. So if you're doing not so well on, say, test 1 but lab practical 3, I'm willing to take out these 2 to give you the maximum point, so you can have the highest score you earned. And you take that number, divide by 500. That's how you calculate your percentage. And this part, it will record everything, so you can have 5 of them, all 5 tests. Okay, so that's the online orientations, and good luck. I hope you enjoy this class.